What is going on? Welcome to episode 194 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and that music you just heard is from On Being Human. Check them out on Spotify and YouTube, and really do check them out. They're awesome, okay? They got some GoldenEye covers. Like, they're really a good band. It's On Being Human. All right, remember, this is an unofficial Nintendo podcast, and if you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/NPC. The chair I'm sitting in from OP Seat. Right now, all chairs are $20 off. If you use my link right here, n64josh.com/OPC, you save another $10, and there's free shipping. All right, so go check them out. n64josh.com/OPC. If you pick one up, make sure to tweet at me. All right, I want to see a picture of it. Okay, I want to see what color you got. All right, if you want to help support the content that I create, all the podcasts, videos, live streams, blog posts, that kind of stuff, patreon.com/n64josh. And if you'd like to get my book, Another Castle, go to n64josh.com/anothercastle. You can get the first chapter for free if you want to just be able to check it out. And if you use code NPCFAM, you can save 20% right now. The book's on sale, 20% off. n64josh.com/anothercastle. With that, let's get to the announcements.
Hey, listen.
All right. So, the main announcement, guys, n64josh.com/calendar. Okay? It's got streaming schedule, it's got our community game nights, all that stuff. If you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening, you can I believe it'll even sync with your phone calendar if you want it to. So, I know it does mine. Right? n64josh.com/calendar. I believe our community game night this Friday, 5 p.m. I believe I have is Mario Tennis. I believe. Okay. So if you want to play some aces with the community this Friday. All right. So let's talk about some games that I played over the weekend. So we did a couple of first looks. We checked out Yoshi, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Okay, there's going to be first look videos available for all these on my YouTube channel. And I do want to say thank you to everybody that has been watching the videos, commenting, liking, all that kind of stuff. You guys have helped me get over a hurdle that I've had with YouTube. And so thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So Yoshi looks amazing, plays really good. It's a very relaxing game, right? This is not a lean forward game. This is a lean back in your chair game. So one of the things the way I described it, my wife and I have been playing it, right? And so one of the things I told her, and if you are a child of the 80s like me, or maybe even before, I'm not sure. I don't know when these things came out, but there was a magazine. It was the only magazine I got as a kid. It was called Highlights. And in those magazines, there was always like hidden stuff within like the two covers. There was things that you could find, and then they always, like, the first thing I would do is I was open this magazine and I would find the area that was like, find the frying pan on on the beach or whatever. And so you'd have to look for these hidden items. Yoshi's Crafted World kind of reminds me of Highlights from when I was a kid. Like, we would go through and have to, like, you'd have to throw an egg at certain things that they would want you to find and things like this. And sometimes when you play games and they make you go back through the levels again, it can be kind of annoying, right? Because it's like you feel like they're just trying to prolong the game without actually doing it. It's not a whole lot of content, but this was actually kind of fun because it had you originally just ran through a level, tried to collect the stuff you could, but maybe you were missing some things. Maybe you didn't quite notice certain things. And because there's so much detail in this game and everything looks so beautiful, it was actually I really enjoyed going back through. And then they flipped the whole thing on its head and let you go back through in reverse, and you can see the backside of the levels. And so overall, Yoshi seems like a stellar title. I haven't completed it, so I don't know how long the game is or anything like that. But my initial impressions are it is very good, and I do suggest picking it up. Like, I've had a lot of fun with it. That being said, April is now completely bonkers for releases. So, I think all of our wallets are are done for. They're done for in April. All right. Played a couple of indie titles. Blood Waves is one of them. That was a game that you spawn in this temple, and there are waves of zombies that come at you. You take out the wave. You go buy different weapons, turrets, some barriers, things like that, and it's available on the eShop. Check out the first look. See if it's the kind of game that is for you, right? I enjoy those style of games, but when you've played games like Perfect Dark, not Perfect Dark. I was reading chat there. Gears of War. It's like they set a high standard, right? They set a high standard, and so for an eShop title, if you're looking for just waves and waves of zombies, check it out. Okay. And check it out. So next up was Sky Gambler's Afterburner. This is a dogfighting game. You're playing as jets. It controlled very smooth. Gameplay was good. Overall, I liked it. I do suggest checking out the video so that you can see if it's a game for you. There's these Sky Gamblers games. This is the second one that I've played and done a first look on, and both have been pretty solid titles on the Switch. Okay, so let's see. That the last thing I played, we just got done doing a first look for Darksiders, War Master Edition. Now this is a 9-year-old port from back on the 360, and it's a solid title. It's a solid title so far. Just a little bit that I played. The controls are good. They give you the ability to change your performance or your quality. So depending on what you prefer, you can choose, right? And I think it's great having those kind of choices. So the game kind of plays like, to me, it's like a mix of like Zelda and God of War. That was kind of the vibe I was getting from it, and so I'm excited to play it more and dig in a little further. So like I said, I had mentioned in the video, like I played it. I had played it back on the 360 just briefly. I don't know if I'm not sure. I think at the time, or maybe it was even on Xbox One. I don't even remember at this point, but I know I was really into something else at the time, and so I didn't give it the time I needed to. So that's gonna do it for the games that I played. We're gonna jump on over to the news. All right, so. There's a decent amount of news, guys. Hellblade releases April 11th, $29.99, digital only. This game looks very, very impressive. I'm surprised how smooth it runs on the Switch. Just from the initial videos and things that we've seen. I will be picking this one up. This is one that I am definitely interested in, and I'm excited to check it out. So it's coming out next week, April 11th, $29.99, digital only, which is a bummer. So next up, a Spanish retailer may have leaked the release date for Mario Maker 2. They have it as June 21st. Okay, so third week in June, we could be playing Mario Maker 2. No, I've been doing some Mario Maker streams. I got to tell you, I'm having so much fun with that game. If you want to try some of my my latest creation, good luck. I'll try to get the I'll try to put the code for the level in the show notes. But I think I'm just kind of a mean person. I think is what what you're gonna find out from from trying this level out. So, but really excited for Mario Maker 2. Really excited to play your guys' levels. Really excited to just, you know, do some expert runs, things like that. Like, I can't wait for this title. I can't wait. And I did put up an article, just a little side note. I put up an article talking about what I hope we see as far as the like a limited edition Switch or even just Joy-Cons. I really want to see a Joy-Con, at least for the left, like the left Joy-Con, come out with a like a real D-pad. That's really what I'm hoping for, because I want to be able to create stages on the go and test them on the go, right? Where without the actual D-pad, if you're trying to do some like precision movements, it can be pretty difficult. It can be pretty difficult. So fingers crossed. If you want to see that, you can check out. I got pictures on the subreddit. I put it on my Instagram. It's on n64josh.com. And speaking of the subreddit, if you guys haven't subscribed to that yet, if you can go to n64josh.com/r, just the letter R, and you can subscribe there. All of the content I create gets posted there. So if you want to be able to stay up to date with everything when it comes out, make sure to subscribe to the subreddit. So next up, this is kind of interesting. PlayStation 4 controller can be seen in a Mario and Sonic at the Olympics tweet from Nintendo of America. So they tweeted out a video that I believe Sega put together, right? And so I was noticing that the headline that I found, it was a little bit clickbaity, like there's a PS4 controller in Mario plus Sonic. No, they're showcasing a number of Olympic games like that are coming out later this year, and some of these are coming to the PlayStation 4 as well, right? And so they're kind of just showcasing everything, and Mario and Sonic are there, the PlayStation title's there, and you see people using a PlayStation controller. Interesting to see that, you know, that would be a video that Nintendo would tweet out. But I mean, you know, they seem to be kind of playing nice with everybody at this point. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It was just interesting, you know, interesting to see. And I have a link to a My Nintendo News article if you guys want to if you want to see the tweet and see the video for yourself. But it was a little bit surprising, right? I mean, it's not at the level of Xbox and Nintendo, right? It's not even close, but it's still just kind of interesting. So if you are still playing Mario Tennis Aces, or you're just trying to at least unlock all the characters, Kamek is available. Jump in, play the tournament, and he will unlock for you right there. So I'm excited to check that out. It's one of those things that like I really enjoy at the beginning of each month, like, ooh, who we get to unlock, like kind of check the character out, see what their special is, that kind of stuff. Like it's great to see them continuing to support Aces and you know, continuing with updates and things like that. So the roster is getting quite extensive, so it's really cool to see that. Speaking of updates, Smash is getting an update tonight. 2.0.2 is on its way. Okay. And remember, with these updates, I don't think it will be if you'll have anything affected, and they usually will tell you ahead of time. But you have to switch your replays over to videos, otherwise there's a chance that you can lose them. So if you're like me and you have a handful of replays that you're saving for a montage, don't wait too long to either turn them into videos or move them, you know, get your capture card ready and get your stuff recorded so you can edit it, right? Because otherwise you could lose it with one of these updates. So just keep that in mind. All right. Another update, Splatoon 2. Update 4.6 is here. And there is a tweet from Nintendo Versus, and this is what it says. The version 4.6.0 update for Splatoon 2 arrives 4/2. This update will include 12 Sheldon's Picks weapons and weapon badges that display your dedication to a particular weapon. So if you're still playing and you want to check out the new stuff available, it should be available now. Okay, it should be available now. So you can fire up Splatoon, get that update, and you'll be good to go. It may, like it said the second, I'm not sure like the exact time. It may be later this afternoon. I don't know exactly, but should be happening very soon. All right. That's not it for Splatoon, though. We also have Splatoon 2 Spring Fest, which is a Splatfest, and it's hare versus tortoise. And some of the artwork is very pastel. All right. Very, very much looks like, you can see a few Easter eggs hidden. And I'm not talking like just, I mean like actual Easter eggs, like Easter Bunny. Right. So that's happening April 19th through the 21st. Okay. And it starts at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and finishes at the very same time on the 21st of April. So you can choose Team Hare or Team Tortoise. Okay. What are you gonna choose? Tortoise or the hare? Okay. So there you go. That's happening. Splatoon 2 Spring Fest. Lastly, Mortal Kombat 11. They're saying that it's going to have the same features as the other consoles. So I'm looking at a Nintendo, My Nintendo News article right here. We're gonna open this thing up. But here's what the preview comes from US Gamer. Okay, and here's some of the highlights. They're aiming for 60 frames a second. The demo at PAX has some slightly jaggy character outlines during the fight intro scenes, but not during gameplay. The extensive customization options present in other versions are included, and the story mode is included as well. So pretty cool. Day and date, we may be seeing like the identical game on the Switch that's on the other systems. And I actually pre-ordered this game today, so I will be checking it out. If you guys are kind of on the fence or wondering if it's one you want to pick up, but I was a fan of Mortal Kombat back in the day. I played most of the games. I definitely played the games on the Super Nintendo, on the Sega Genesis. I played it on the 64. I still own. I own a handful of the older Mortal Kombat games, and the one of my favorite Mortal Kombats, I believe, was called Deadly Alliance, which was on GameCube. Really, really fun game. And then I've kind of fallen off and haven't played a lot of Mortal Kombat since then. So I am looking forward to picking this one up and checking it out. And I know the last one, it had the Predator, like from the Predator movies, right? You had, I believe it had Jason, which is, just kind of cool to see those characters making their way into Mortal Kombat, and they're really a good fit, So that is going to do it for the news. But we're going to jump on over to our talking points, because I did a little bit of research this weekend, because I have some concerns about the D-pad on the Pro Controller, and so we're going to jump into it here with our community talking point.
Here we go!
All right, so over at n64josh.com, I put up an article talking about how the D-pad on the Pro Controller, periodically it misses its inputs, and it can be really frustrating at times. I know, playing games like Celeste or Tetris 99, all of a sudden, you're trying to place your block in the perfect spot, and when you go to hit left, you hit down, and that is super frustrating. And so I have an article, because one of the things that got me thinking is like, we got Mario Maker on the way, which it definitely is going to be some precision platforming, especially in expert and super expert. But you've also got Cuphead on the way. And Cuphead seriously needs precision movement. Like when I played it on the 360 or on the Xbox One, it was D-pad all the way on my Elite controller. Like that was it. Like that's how I had to play that game. And so I mentioned some of the options. I don't have one of these. I know different people in the Discord highly recommend like the 8-bit do, like the Super Nintendo. I think it's called like a SN30, I believe. And some people recommend it, but I have heard that there are some issues with those. If you have more than one, their signals can kind of get crossed. And so that can kind of be an issue too. So I got this article up. I have a link to it in the show notes. The bottom of the article, there's some different fixes. If you're handy, you can get the screwdriver set. You can take your Pro Controller apart, get some Scotch tape, and actually fix the controllers for, other than the price of the screwdrivers, it doesn't cost too much. But it's also kind of frustrating that the premium price of the Pro Controller, why does it not have a better D-pad? And so, there was some news that surfaced that the Xenoblade Chronicles controller and, controllers moving like from that point on were better, but I don't believe that to be the case. So here's what I did. You can go in on the Switch on the settings and you can test your inputs. Okay. So I got all three of my Pro controllers, my day one, just black Pro controller, my Smash Pro controller, and my Xenoblade Pro controller. And I just tested the inputs. Left, right, left, right, left, right, as fast as I could, right? Very quickly. Then up, down, up, down. And sure enough, as I was doing that, I was getting those miss inputs. And now this isn't like every single time, right? But even like I'm looking at chat and Pitt is saying it kills me in Tetris. I love the hard drop. Yeah, it can be super frustrating. And so Delmonic saying I got bamboozled in Yoshi today trying to ground pound during my first during a timed event. 2 failed ground pounds back to back. Felt bad. Miss inputs, right? Because you can hit down and it'll register right. And so I thought, okay, maybe it's me. Right? Maybe I'm the one that is hitting these miss inputs. So I grabbed my NES, Nintendo Switch Online NES controller and did the exact same test, left and right, as fast as I could, up and down. There was not one single miss input when I used the NES controller. And I was like, I can't believe this. I was pretty shocked, I thought I was going to see some like misfires but there wasn't. There wasn't. So, like I said, I have this article. If you're looking for a fix, there's a couple different options. Okay. But again, it is kind of a frustrating thing. And it's strange to me to see that this would get past like Q&A and things like that with Nintendo. And so I got a couple of comments here that I want to read because this is the community talking point. And so this is from Quarterbeast. It says, while it happens to me, I personally don't have that much problem with it because I don't play many 2D platformers. The only times I really have a problem is with Breath of the Wild when switching weapons. But I will, however, definitely be picking up Mario Maker 2, and I can see how it can be a huge issue for that game. Okay, and then this is I'm not going to even try the name because I'm afraid I'll butcher it. So it says I followed Spawnwave's advice and I had no issues since then, about 3 to 4 months. So I'm good. I didn't know about the rising of the pivot, which is something I mentioned in the article. I'll probably do that in the future. It's the second. There's 2 different ways to fix it, and it both involve tape, so it's kind of funny. This is from from Patrick Murphy here. It says, so glad you brought this up. I hadn't noticed until I started playing Tetris 99 docked, and I missed a missed input that was a missed input there is infuriating. The Pro Controller is such a solid buy, but this D-pad issue drives me nuts. Consequently, I only play Tetris using the Hori D-pad now, which is another option, right? If you want to play on the go. The thing that I have a Hori D-pad. It's great. That only works for handheld. You can't put the Hori D-pad in a grip, which is a bummer. P.S. This is a huge problem for Smash 2. Josh, a missed input on a taunt can convey a dramatically different kind of salt. Yes, this is true. This is true, Murphy. This from Crawler. It says 8-bit do, 8-bit do, 8-bit do, 8-bit do. He says it 4 times. He says I live mine, but I'm pretty sure he means I love mine. I picked it up specifically for precision platforming in Hollow Knight. I'll be using the 8-bit do for both Cuphead and Mario Maker 2. I use the SN30 Pro. It has motion controls and joysticks, so it can function as an extra Pro controller if you need it to. I'm excited for both April and June for these games. This is Delmonic. Says, I picked up the 8-bit do SN30 Pro a while back on a recommendation from several people in the community and have no regrets. I picked it up primarily for Celeste at the time, and with the precision platforming required for a game like Celeste, I had no issues with it. It has a fantastic D-pad, and I will definitely be using it for Cuphead and Mario Maker 2 as well. And then Keyblader says, I hate to hear you have problems with the Pro Controller D-pad, Josh, but I'm honestly glad it's not just me. I've had so many issues with mine, and I've been worried it was defective or something. But with the price tag on them, I can't afford to get another one just to test it. I've been looking at reviews on some cheaper alternative controllers. Never heard of 8-bit do, but I will definitely look into it. I agree the D-pad is definitely going to be an issue playing Cuphead. I really don't like the idea of having to fix something on Nintendo's controller when it shouldn't be broken in the first place. Yeah, and I totally get that. Totally get it. So, this is from BitGlisten. It says, with the mods done to the Pro Controller through raising the pivot and taping some of the connectors, it's still not good enough for me. The 8-bit do option is great, but only if you're playing alone. I've found some seemingly random input lag with 8-bit do stuff when you're playing with multiple controllers. So test the fates, I suppose. The DualShock 4 works great with the 8-bit do USB adapter, and in my opinion, the D-pad isn't all that bad there. So that if you have a PlayStation 4 controller and or the DualShock 4, if that's your thing, that may be that may be an option. So Pit Ray from the chat says, yeah, I got an SN30 from 8-bit do because the D-pad on the Pro Controller is awful. So you definitely, there are times that you will have misinputs, and so I'm just curious what will we see? Will Nintendo release a Pro Controller for Mario Maker? If it's fixed, are they then going to offer a solution for the other controllers? I don't I don't know. And there is a question from Keyblader in chat says, can you connect the PS4 controller to the Switch? You can, but you have to use the 8-bit do USB adapter. Okay, there is 8-bit do has a USB adapter that you can hook up your PS4 controller to the Switch. So there are some options and workarounds. I'm gonna try when I get a little bit of free time. I'm going to attempt this fix with the tape. It looks very simple to do. I already have the screwdrivers, so I will let you know how that goes. But again, like, so odd that this is happening from the company that invented the D-pad, so very strange and very unfortunate. So who knows what the future is going to hold with Mario Maker 2 and different Joy-Cons, maybe a new Pro Controller. But if they do fix it and admit there was something wrong, these are not cheap controllers, right? And so do they do like a recall? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see that. Having invested in 3 of these, I would like the D-pads to be to work the way that we would expect. But I'm just not sure what will happen. So that is going to do it for this one. We're going to wrap it up here. All right. Well, if you would like to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and get connected on Reddit, it's all N64Josh. Guys, I do, like, honestly, I feel like Reddit is the best place for me to be able to get content to you guys if you want to be like in the now and see exactly when it goes up. Because I post stuff in Discord and things like that, but I know a lot of people keep Discords muted because there's so many, right? Everybody's in so many Discords. And so, and the only reason I bring this up is because I've had a number of people ask me, like, how can I know when you have a new article that goes up or a video that goes up or things like that. And the best solution is Reddit, because it will just show up in the different in your feed, right? Or you can go directly to the subreddit itself, which is n64josh.com/r, or if you're on Reddit, it's reddit.com/r/n64josh. Okay. So, and this isn't just a place for me to post my content. Like, I'll post questions. I want to get conversation going there. If you guys find news articles, things like that, I have terrible luck with Reddit. And so I want to create a subreddit that's like, I'm not going to allow toxicity, and to make it kind of a fun place to hang out and talk video games. Okay. So that's the goal there. n64josh.com/r. Okay. If you'd like to follow this show, it's at NPowercast. The show notes for this episode are available at n64josh.com/NPC194. We are slowly coming up on episode 200, and I'm in the early planning phases of something fun for episode 200. I'm excited. I do want to let you guys know, and this is thanks to you guys, okay? But I got accepted into E3 as media today. I got the email. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. And so I got to try, I got stuff to figure out. I got to figure out, make sure, I get everything worked out. But step 1, getting accepted, happened. And it's because of you guys listening and sharing and just, helping me get the content out there. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Okay, if you want to email the show, npc@n64josh.com. You got questions, comments, concerns, something to read, let us know. All right, that's going to do it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.